$1,000 in debt, and I'm budgeting my way out of debt paycheck by paycheck. And I'm going to show you exactly how I budget my bi-weekly paycheck so that you are encouraged to create your own budget and take control of your income so that you can eliminate debt and live your best financial life. Hi, I'm SHANA of the Wealth Vibe, and I create videos to help you eliminate debt, grow your income, and build wealth. In this video, we're getting ready to budget for the first paycheck of June that we received for the pay period of June 7th to June 20th. And for this pay period, I'm hoping to get started with my 3-month emergency fund and also to send off money towards my student loan debt. And we're going to get started as soon as you hit that like button. And I really appreciate you for hitting that like button because it really shows your support to this channel and it really helps get the word out about this amazing channel that I have going on here. And hopefully I'll be able to help other people on their debt payoff journey. So I would really appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up before we get started. We're going to get started with the paycheck to paycheck budget that we're going to budget from June 7th to June 20th. So first I'm going to mark off that area of the calendar so that we can clearly see what dates we're actually working with for this budget. I get paid on a bi-weekly basis. So that means I get paid on the same day every other week. So I get paid on a Friday every other week. So I get paid on the 7th and then again on the 21st. So that's different from a bi-monthly paycheck where you get paid on the same date. So for example, you would get paid on the 1st and then again on the 15th. With a bi-weekly pay period, that means that the dates fluctuate. So that means that in the next month, I'm not going to get paid again on the 7th day of the month. Actually, as you can see here, I'll be getting paid on the 5th day of July. So the dates fluctuate, so it makes it a little bit more difficult to actually budget when your bills are the same date every single month. So that's why it's important to do this paycheck to paycheck type of budget when you're getting paid on a bi-weekly basis, because you have to deal with the fluctuations of when you're getting paid, but the steadiness of the due dates of your bills. So now that I have the area marked off for the pay period that we're going to be working with, I'm going to actually go ahead and write in the date. So we're working with June 7th through June 20th. Okay, so now we're going to also write in with a green pen how much money I had in my account that was available to be spent at the beginning of this pay period. So I had $967 that I had that could be spent at the beginning of this pay period. So I'm going to write 967 here. Included in this 967 is some money that I got paid up from Grubhub and also from Instacart bonuses that I received from people using my link. And so that means that they used my link, signed up for Instacart, completed a few batches, and then that earned us some bonuses. And so from the Grubhub and the Instacart money, those are pre-tax monies that were deposited into my account. And so I have to account for taxes. So if I subtract 30% from the amount that I actually got paid from Grubhub and Instacart, I actually have about $814 to work with. So I'm going to actually erase this and put in that amount instead, because I think that'll be a little bit more realistic. Using this green pen, I'm not going to go in and write down how much money I expect to bring in throughout this pay period from other sources and including my main paycheck. So I'm going to go ahead and write those in now with the green pen. So on Thursdays, I get paid from Grubhub. And so I'm going to write Grubhub here. And I tend to get paid, well, from what I'm seeing. Actually, do I want to write dollar signs? I don't think I'm going to write dollar signs. I've been averaging about $320 a week from Grubhub. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that here again. And then I get paid from YouTube actually on the 21st, so that's not going to be included in here. I also don't expect to get paid any other Instacart bonuses. From what I see, no one else is really close to earning a bonus, so I probably won't be getting paid out any more bonuses. Then for my regular paycheck, I was paid on Friday, June 7th, and I got $2,435. So I'm gonna write CDC Foundation, and then I'm gonna write $2,435. Okay, so that's it for the amount of money that I expect to bring in. So we're gonna go ahead and total that amount up and then write it here. So that amounts to $3,075 that I expect to bring in for this pay period. So I'm gonna write $3,075. So now we're going to switch pens and then write down all the money that I expect to come out. So for sure, I know that my simple digital envelopes, I fund that from my paycheck automatically. That gets transferred to my simple bank, and that funds all of my digital envelopes for my food, for gas, travel, cleaning supplies for the home, toiletries, everything. And so I fund that on a bi-weekly basis at a rate of $550. So I'm gonna write that there and then write simple here. Also, what comes out on a Friday is my tithes. So tithes comes out every single Friday because that's really the only way that would work for me, and the way that my church allows the automatic payments to come out. So that's $121 every week. So let me go ahead and write that here as well. And then what else needs to come out? Oh, my IRA, that comes out every 2 weeks. I have an IRA with Betterment. I'm trying to max it out to $6,000, which is the max that's allowed for an individual person in 2019. And in order to stay on track with that, I have to contribute $250 every 2 weeks, at a total of $500 for the month. So I have that amount deducted as well. So Betterment, I'm gonna write that there. And then, what did I say? $250. Then what else? I have my business, The Wealth Vibe, which is this YouTube channel. I'm working on other aspects like the website and also other products that I want to put out as well. And I contribute $150 towards, all the expenses that I need for that on a bi-weekly basis. And in total for the month, I usually put about $150. So that means $75 needs to go over there. So that. And then what else? The other thing that I wanted to do now that I paid off my car, well, there are two things that I wanted to do. I wanted to start an emergency fund so that by the time my contract is up for my job in October 2020, that I'll have a 6-month or a 3-month emergency fund saved up so that I could survive if I don't happen to have a job by that point. The other thing that I wanted to do was to start paying on my student loans. And my original thought was to send a weekly payment off to my student loans. And right now, my student loans are in deferment. And I did have a comment from someone suggesting that I should probably save them because my student loans are in deferment. But when I looked it up, it actually would go against me if I don't start paying now because of this thing called capitalized interest. And so I decided that I'm going to start paying now on them, even though my student loans are in deferment. But the other thing that I have in mind is that with my student loans, about half of them are subsidized and about the other half are unsubsidized. So the fact that I'm in deferment doesn't really matter for the unsubsidized loans because I'm still accruing interest on those loans. Deferment really just means that the subsidized loans are not accruing interest and that I also am not in repayment. So the one thing I'm thinking about is that although I've decided that I want to start paying on them on a weekly basis because I am accruing interest on one portion of the loan, and I want to make sure that I reduce the amount of interest that I'm charged, because I think the interest gets charged on a daily basis. So, the more payments I make, the better, it works out for me financially. But the thing that I'm trying to debate, like what I should do with that money, instead of paying on the student loans this week, is use it to hire someone on Upwork, because I had an idea to create a physical product and I had already, got quotes and everything. But I'm trying to decide if I should use this money now and handle that, because it should be enough money to cover all of that. And then after this week, I should be able to start paying on it. So I'm not sure what I want to do yet with it. But in terms of the emergency fund, I don't know. I really don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, so if I wanted to put money at least on the emergency fund, I need to save $200 or $407 in total for the month. So if I subtract or divide that in two, that means that I would need to, within this pay period, put aside $203.50. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a new bank account for this emergency fund. See, I'm struggling with this because the bank account that I want to open, I think it has a minimum deposit of $500, but they have like a crazy 2.7% interest rate. And so I'm like, should I just go ahead and open it up with the 500? I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna do that ASAP. So I'm going to open up a Marcus emergency fund, and I'm going to just open it up with $500. And then in terms of whether I actually pay on student loans or if I use the money to hire somebody on Upwork, I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm just going to roll with this plan for now and then adjust it accordingly if I need to throughout the week. So let's just go ahead and add up all these expenses that are coming out of my account. So 550 minus 121 plus 250. So that comes out to a total of $1,617 for expenses. So I should be in the green for the pay period. I should always be in the green for the pay period. If I'm not, that's a problem. But I'm going to total the starting amount of $814 plus the $3,075 that I plan to bring in for income, and then I'm going to subtract the $1,017 from that amount, and then I will see how much money I have remaining for the pay period. Okay, so that would leave me with $2,272 remaining in my account on June 20th, should everything go right. Now, like I said, I might decide to go ahead and hire those Upwork folks, and that should come out to about $300 to $400. And so if I did worst case scenario, let me just do 500 worst case scenario. That would leave me with $1,772. And I would just leave that amount in my account because I would then have to pay rent in the next pay period. So that's it for my paycheck to paycheck budget for June 7th to June 20th.